Pablo.
Hello, guys, and welcome back to episode 24 of Pablo Talk. I miss you guys so much. I am back in my normal space, which honestly feels so weird to be here, guys. I've been gone for so long, and I haven't really just sat down and talked to you guys in front of my apartment in a while. I feel like I don't even really know what my apartment looks like. I just got back on Sunday morning, and then I immediately ran to my friend Jordy's birthday. We went to like Malibu, Santa Monica. We were going all around, and it was just so nice. And then from there, I kind of have just been like catching up on life, you know? I got a lot of exciting stuff coming now in LA, and I have to just like sort everything out before the new steps and the new journeys, which I will get into. But LA's been nice. Yesterday, I also had another birthday party, so it's literally only Wednesday at this point, and I've kind of been all around. And I feel like that's just actually so tea of me, you know? Like, I came back from Hawaii to go to Sai's birthday, and then I came back from here to go to my friend's birthday. Like, I really value my friends' birthdays, and you know, I want to be there when I can and stuff. And that's a T trait. I'm giving myself grace for traits that I appreciate about myself recently, because I saw in my last TikTok, in my last podcast, and in my last live, I've seen it a little bit. People are like, Pablo, like, I feel like you're softening your opinions a little bit just because, like, you know, you want to be a little bit like correct and shit. And like, I feel like, okay, maybe, you know, like that's right. So that's a trait that I'll take and I'll accept. But anyway, oh my God, I literally didn't even realize, guys, that Lizzo was right behind me. Bitch, I was watching that interview last night when I like fell asleep randomly. Guys, I flopped at VidCon and Lizzo flopped with a new album. I mean, it gets there. No, I'm kidding. I love Lizzo, but like, that's kind of like really reflective of where we're at right now. I'm kidding. Anyways, but I wrote down a whole list, guys, on my computer of things that I want to talk about. I haven't really done a list in a while where I got into like everything with you guys. And this is going to be so tea because I actually took my time and sat and like wrote everything. And it's going to be a little bit of a different format, but honestly, that's what Pablo Talks is, guys. It's kind of just like where I'm at and like how I want to talk and everything. I do want to say I miss you guys on here, and I want to continue to nurture this account. I did not forget about it at all. It was just when I filmed in Connecticut that one time. It's already kind of a lot to like film a podcast that's so dependent on me when I'm in an area that I don't really fully know who I am. Like going home, like it's always like a little interesting, like, because the person who I used to be when I was back home, I used to be when I lived there and everything, like I'm a completely different person from that now. I struggle sometimes with understanding how to exist in an environment. This trip was very reflective on that, and filming a podcast in the woods and just talking with you guys in the woods that I used to play like airsoft in when I was younger. Like, I don't know, like it just felt like a little bit odd, and I was like, okay, like whenever I feel like I could take like a break from the pod, I will. I'll just take like 1 week break and I'll come back with like way more to talk about with you guys and a more clear level mind and everything like that. So that's kind of what happened, guys. But let's get into like this whole list. I've been in Connecticut. If you don't know, I was born and raised in Connecticut, which I've had a struggle with always wanting to admit. Maybe I've always been like, yeah, I'm from LA, but like I know that I'm not born in LA, bitch. I know I'm 100% a transplant. I try to be the most respective transplant in every way that I can. I don't know, there's just something about, especially the town I was like raised in, like it was just like a very interesting place. And like I don't want to always like hate on places, because I feel like a part of like healing is just kind of like understanding what was going on. Literally consisting of going to the lake every day, going bike riding, going to the fields and playing soccer or playing games, I guess. Like, I don't fucking know. It was so different than like what I do now and everything. And I really tapped into that, I feel like, guys. Like my brother bought this boat and like he never uses it. My family like works a lot and they don't really ever take time for themselves, which was kind of hard to see from the outside. I'm completely aware and grateful for like that I can like take a little time for my hobbies and stuff. But guys, my family literally works all the time, and I was low-key using the things that they had bought in throughout the years that they wanted to use for themselves, but they never do because they don't have time. And I think it kind of like got them excited to like use it a little bit. Like I do think that there's like a part of like them seeing me enjoy the things that they bought for themselves. They're like, oh wait, I could do that. So like the first day I went on my brother's boat that he never uses, and then after that he went with his friends like 3 days later, and he's like, we haven't hung out in like months, and now we're on this boat. And I'm like, wow, like I love that. And then my mom as well, like we have this like electric bike outside that I was using a lot in the neighborhood and filming videos, and she's like, I really want to do that. And like now she's thinking about buying a golf cart. Not the same thing, but like she wants some. Bitch, that sounds so fucking bad. Now she's thinking about buying a golf cart. I don't fucking know. There was a golf cart for sale where I bought my car. Yes, guys, I bought a car. I know, exciting. I'll get more into it. And now she really wants a golf cart. She wants me to buy a golf cart. So maybe by winter, if she doesn't have a golf cart, I'll get her a golf cart. I don't fucking know. But I saw a lot of fireflies. That was healing. I remember when I was younger, I used to like go around in like little like jugs and shit and like catch fireflies. And I was like, oh my God, like I didn't get to catch them, but I saw them. And I was like, this is so insane. Like, what the fuck is inside a firefly? And I remember when I was younger, like Fireflies, that song was on repeat. So it was just very crazy. We got a lot of family and friends. We watched a lot of the Colombia World Cup games. So happy, so proud of Colombia, guys. I really want to visit Colombia. I want to tap more into my Colombian culture, especially every time I go back home and I'm around all my family that only speaks fucking Spanish. And we're just so heavy on like Colombian food, and everyone's always just talking like with their like Paisa accent. Like it's just such a different energy. And yeah, I really want to tap more into that. I think the last time that I talked to you guys, I was just talking about how like I learned a lot from my family. I was there for a couple days, going to the lake, enjoying all that. And I think a few days after that, I actually went to Martha's Vineyard, guys, which I had so much fun at Martha's Vineyard. If you don't know what that is, it's an island. I'm not gonna lie, with like a little bit of money. Like a lot of people that go there have money, and like it's tea and it's cool. And I've only been there once when I was younger, when I was like 12 years old. But you know, my parents didn't have the extra money to like do the cool excursions and shit, as in rent a bike, but like or bring a bike on the boat, like mind that, like you know what I mean. And like I remember always like hearing like my parents kind of complain about that specific trip, about how it was so expensive. And when I got the tickets, it was like $135 for round trip. And tell me why I was like, oh my God, like that's pretty good. Like my whole life, like I've like heightened it to be like, that is very expensive, yes. But like in my head, you know what I mean? Like I normalized it because of how expensive I heard it to be for my parents and shit like that. Like, for example, like when I think of a house in LA, like I'm like, okay, you need at least $15 million to get it. Like Pablo, if you want a house, you have $15 million. So I will work super hard to get to that 15 million. Reality, you only really need like 5-6 million. Bitch, my head, I'm literally just talking like such a like explorer. Like I'm really just trying to like be in this mentality where like believe in myself and shit. Because if you watch my old videos on this account, bitch, I believed in myself so hard. Like I was writing on my board like I will do this and I will do that, and I definitely believe in it now. But I'm trying to be more like aware with my words, if that makes sense, and everything like that. The ferry, like when I had that, it was like 135. I was like, oh shit, like this is pretty cool. Like Paul, you're an adult, like you have adult money, like you can do this. Okay, so I went on the ferry. Tell me why there was this girl on the ferry and like nobody was like looking at her or anything. And she's like, guys, I know, like I'm a big deal. And I was like, huh? And then someone's like, can I get a picture with you? And I was like, huh? They didn't even know who she was. And I think she was telling people and showing people that she had 100K on TikTok before, like, because she's a solo traveler. Girl, do you know who else is on this boat? Pablo Tamayo. All right. No, but like I thought that was like silly. I was like, you know what? Like that was like a first gag of the weekend where I was like, I need to start believing in myself like that. Like, bitch, I'm gonna start going on the ferry, be like, do y'all know who you're on the boat with? Like, you're on the boat with Pablo. Everyone's like, bitch, we saw what happened at VidCon. I'm kidding. Guys, and I also want to make it really clear. I live for Lizzo. I think the whole flop or whatever, not era, but she has Grammys. She has all these awards. Like, you can't really be a flop at that point. Like, you can say, yeah, your album flopped or whatever, but like, she's still T. And I think, right? I don't really know the specific reason. Like, I remember originally she got canceled at one point, and if it was like really bad, then like, let's like look into that. But I think she's really talented. And I heard her on this podcast a little bit before I went to bed. Like, she just sounds like she's a regular girl just talking. So that's pretty tea. The ferry ride was a little bit interesting. There was like 4 people on there. It was like nobody there. I was like, wait, is nobody going to Martha's Vineyard? On the ferry ride there, this like old man came up to me and he's like, hey buddy, can I see your phone? I want to get a picture. And I'm like, what? And he's like, oh, can I see your phone? How do I get a picture? Send it to your loved ones. And I'm like, what is this man saying? He's like, let me see your phone. I'll get a picture. And I was like, huh? And he's like, say pickle butt. And I'm like, pickle butt. And he takes a picture of me on my phone. And I have a picture of me like, wait, should I add it here? Guys, maybe I'll start adding things. If you see a picture there, if you go to visual, if you're there, that's how you know Pablo C. But if not, then, you know, maybe I'll do it next time. So I was like, this trip is about to be a fucking mess. But I continue on the ferry. And I rise, as fucking Trinity says from Love Island, which we will get into. But guys, the original reason why I wanted to go to Martha so bad is because my uncle and my aunt, who I'm very close with, and they have like my cousins, my baby cousins, I wanted to be with them, and they were going to already be on Martha's Vineyard for the weekend, and they had rented a house and everything. So I was like, oh my God, like I kind of want to go. If they're there, especially, like I'll do the first day alone, I'll vlog with you guys and everything, and then all night I'll meet with them, spend 4th of July with them, and do that. I thought that'd be really fun. So that was kind of where my mindset was already going. So I knew the first day I was going to be like completely on my own. So I land in Martha's Vineyard, super beautiful, guys, like an hour and a half ferry, super fun. If you guys actually don't know, Martha's Vineyard is basically just an island on the East Coast. It's basically like Catalina Island for California. And a lot of people talk shit about the East Coast in a lot of ways, but East Coast summers, guys, they do not play. They are so beautiful. The weather's so hot. The water's so amazing. There are some sharks, as I will get into, but yeah. So there is a city called Oaks Bluff on Martha's Vineyard. And there are a lot of black families that go there, black people that vacation there. It's a place that people go to just, you know, have a beautiful time. Barack Obama lives there. A couple other celebrities live there. David Letterman. Apparently, I learned this as well, that Martha's Vineyard used to be one of the only African-American sanctuaries and like safe places that they could go to during the Jim Crow era to like vacation and stuff. I had no idea about that, and that's something I wouldn't have known. Like when I was younger, I just went there and like my family's like, oh, let's go to this beach and let's go get ice cream. But like, bitch, I'm an adult and I want to learn this shit. I get a little drink. I'm walking around, exploring and everything. And I'm like, this is really fun. This is really pretty. I love just walking around. I'm vlogging. You guys are loving it. Thank you guys so much for always coming with me on like my solo journeys. It makes me feel like so not alone. It's so fucking fun. So thank you guys, which I have been realizing lately. Like comment down below what you guys think. Like, is me going on so many solo trips, like I love it. It's so much fun to me. I prefer going on a solo trip, but then sometimes in my head I'm like, Am I self-isolating? Like, is that what this is? But I don't think so. Like, I think I'm just having a good time alone. I don't know. All right. I find this guy and I rent a bike from him. Wait, guys, was this fucked up? Well, actually, no, it wasn't fucked up because I went to him and he's like, okay, like, I can rent you the bike for the day for $100. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. I go across the street. I see that there's a car for sale for $500. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm only going to really be alone for this day and then I'll be with my family. I'm walking by the bike place again. He's like, yo, if you find anywhere cheaper, like, let me know. I'll match that. Bitch, at this point, it's fair game. I'm like, oh, okay. I walk down the street. I'm going around. There's one more place. They offer me $80. So I'm like, oh shit, they said $80. I go back to the other place. They said 75. He said, okay, we'll do it for 75. I said 75. So I got the bike for 75, which was cheap. And I knew there was a couple places that I wanted to visit when I was there, but I knew one of the main places is I wanted to go to Jaws Bridge. Like, Jaws Bridge is, I don't know specifically, I didn't know in the moment, but Jaws Bridge is a bridge that people jump off of in Martha's Vineyard. And I think that's so fun. I feel like that's so East Coast, like jumping off a bridge. So I bike my ass there. Super beautiful. I'm looking through all these beautiful houses, all these beautiful colors and colonial pieces and museum. It's not museums. They look like museums, but they're literally just houses. And I finally get to Jaws Bridge. Super far. Mind you, I have this whole backpack with all my belongings that I'm going to need for the next day. So I'm fucking loaded. My back hurts, but I'm making my way to Jaws Bridge. When I get there, there's a big crowd. I'm excited. I'm taking off my shoes. I'm putting my bag in the corner. I'm like, we're on an island. No one's going to steal from me, right? I'm on this island thing. Sorry, I got a text right now from Tyler because me and Tyler are planning our trip, guys. We're going to Lollapalooza, which is so exciting, but we just need to get our flights. That's the only thing we have left. I get to this bridge. There's a big crowd around it. I start getting ready to take myself out, whatever. I get to the bridge. I realize it's a little bit higher than I thought it was. And I'm like, okay, this is scary, but like, still I rise. Like, there's like a lot of cool people on here. Like, I want to be cool. Like, I want to jump off. I see people doing backflips, whatever. I get the courage, you guys, to jump in this water. This shit was so high. I had no idea it was this high. I low-key was a little bit humbled by how much my legs were squiggling. I posted it on TikTok if you want to see. Maybe I'll add it right here. Scoobs, there's actually no way you're about to join the pod. That is actually the sweetest thing, guys. Everyone go say hi to Scoobs in the corner. Scoobs, are you gonna be chubby cat Scoobs? Okay. Anyways, so I jump in. I'm squiggling my legs. I'm embarrassed. I get out of the water. I'm like, okay, at least I did it once. Like, let me try to get somebody to film a video of me doing this because if I'm gonna do this, if I'm vlogging with you guys, I'm gonna show you guys jumping. Like, I'm gonna do this. I asked these kids. They're like, we're standing right there, just like watching. I was like, can you guys film it? They're like, yeah, cool. They're like, yeah, bro, backflip, yeah, like hyping me up as if I'm like a dirt biker in like North Carolina about to do backflip 360. Like, yeah, bro, yeah, you got. I'm like, I don't really know. I don't know how I feel about that. And I'm like, standing up there and like, 3, 2, 1, go. Bitch, I jump off. My legs are squiggling. I do nothing of the sorts of a 360. I stand straight, looking straight, wobbling crazy. And it was just very humbling. And when I watched the video back, they turned back the camera on themselves and they were like hyping me up. And I felt so bad. I'm like, oh my God, Pablo, there are too many cool people like on this fucking island right now to be trying to like act like you're about to do a backflip off a Jaws Bridge. Bitch, no, you just said pickle butt on the camera on the ferry. Like, you're still slowly putting your feet in the water. So at that point, I put my phone away. I said, Pablo, you're going to enjoy this place off camera because this is embarrassing. And if you can't even barely do it yourself, how are you going to put it on camera? So at this point, I'm just jumping in. I'm trying to learn. I'm having fun, whatever. Maybe an hour goes in. I start to feel confident. And I say, you know what? I'm going to try to do a front flip. Maybe not a backflip. I'm scared of a backflip, but I'm going to try to do a front flip. You guys, I get somebody to record me. Somebody that was cute, by the way, like this like cute guy. Like I was like, oh my God, like can you record me? But like he was like the only guy like free, and he's like, yeah, sure. I do a front flip. I get too excited. I go fully forward and I body slam into the water so hard, guys. I lost my breath. It was so scary. That was like the last. I was like, yeah, I'm done jumping. I hurt my back. The guy, I heard him be like, oh, did that hurt? I had to go. Went back up, grabbed my phone, got on that bike and left that area. I was like, this is so fucking embarrassing. But it was so much fun, guys. And I didn't know that it's called Jaws Bridge because that's where they filmed Jaws, the movie, the shark movie, because Martha's Vineyard is known for having so many sharks, and that bridge area is known for sharks attacks. And that's where I was just jumping free-nilly. And that's why, yeah, maybe people were they were scared to jump off of 20 feet because of a fucking backflip. But no, bitch, there's sharks in the water. Like, you thought you were eating with the backflip. You almost got your leg ate. Like, it's really scary, you guys. And, like, I'm like, okay, those are the moments when, like, solo traveling really gets you there because I'm sure somebody else would have known that. And after that, I got some quick pizza. I met my family. They were in Edgarstown, which is the opposite side of the island. The Cougs, I've learned, literally. Like, these people were, like, there's guys, Outer Banks is like, I'm not gonna lie, like it is fucking real out there. Like it seems like it is. Like there's like the pogues and the kooks. Like I don't know what it is, but like there's like the people there that are like having the fun, and you can tell they're having fun, and they're wearing like flip flops and board like and like pants and just like shirtless and like jeeps or whatever. And then there's like these like people that are like with nice little board shorts and like boat shoes and like sweaters wrapped around their neck and like slicked back hair, and they're like hello, and I'm like hello, like it really gets there. And there was even a sign that said pogues for life, and I'm like holy fuck. And then my uncle kept making jokes like, Pablo, you look like a pogue, because bitch, I'm literally just like flopping around in my flip-flops at like 10 p.m. at night. But like at that point everyone's like ready to go to like the wharf and like look super tea, so it really got there happened. And I did not realize like how fun my family was to be with. And I mean, this family I always knew, like these were like the good family, and that's nice, but it's important to like maintain relationship with good family just as much as it is to like avoid bad relationship with bad family. I don't know if that makes sense. One second. But yeah, I feel like I really learned that on this trip. But the day that I was supposed to leave, so there's an island off the island. Is it called Canary? Chappie. It's called Chappie Island. And basically you get on like a little floating like wooden piece, and you drive your car on it, and then they basically like push it to the other side of this like little like river, and then now you're on like another island where you like off-road and you bring your Jeep on the beach, and like it's a whole nother just to have like a whole beach day. So my family, the day that I was leaving, they're like, oh, we're going to this island, but it takes like a 5-minute ferry. So if anything, you can take the ferry back to take the ferry to like the mainland. And I was like, okay, we'll do that. Bitch, we got so drunk on that island. We were having so much fun. I was like, I can't leave. My whole family was like, you should stay another day. I was like, no way. Then my uncle pulls out a room, and I'm like, you guys know the word that rhymes with room. And he's like, here. And I was like, and he's like, and I took it, and I changed my fucking flight. And we had such a fucking fun time, guys. We were grilling on the back of the Jeep. We were going in the water. We were like writing notes and putting them in bottles and shit, and like just having them so we can give them out to people. I don't fucking know. We were just like being funny. And then what else were we doing on that? We were just listening to music. My uncle was like from the 90s, so like he just had a bunch of music that was like really refreshing to hear, and not like LA music, And then we were like, oh my God, like this is so much fun. So then we started packing up around like 7:30 p.m. And we're like, all right, like let's head back to the campsite, like where the house that we were staying at was. So we all get in the car. We're literally going through the beach, guys, listening to music blasting. We're sitting on the back of the Jeeps, open top, just like looking out. Like so much fucking fun, guys. And mind you, this was like a completely sanded island, which I've never been on, like a completely sanded island. There was only one store there that's called the One Store. Like it's that small there. Those were moments that was like, oh my God, I need this Jeep. Like I really want this Jeep, We get back through the ferry, and then we go back to the campsite, and we all start showering and shit. And bitch, this is like when the drama happened. Like I was feeling a little bit hungry, but I was like, you know what? Like I'm gonna just shower and like see what everyone's vibes are, because the only people that were sober were the designated drivers, but they were driving all day, so I don't think they want to drive me out to go get food on this island, So I shower, I go to the little store because we were staying at a house in like this campgrounds that had like a little store that you could go shop things at. I got a little couple snacks, and I come back. I'm laying in bed watching Love Island. It's like 10 p.m. at this point, but we're all tired from such a long day. I'm like coming down from like a really tiny microdose of a room, and I'm there, and my uncle comes in, and my uncle's like drunk, and he's like, Pablo, come. And I'm like, what? And he's like, come. And I'm like, what? And he's like, we're sneaking out. I'm like, wait, why? And I remember conversations from earlier in the day that like the guys on the trip wanted to go to the bars, but the girls didn't, because mind you, it was my uncle, my aunt, and their 2 kids, and then all of their 4 friend groups that were all mom, dad, and a kid or 2 kids. So it was like a bunch of kids and a bunch of parents, and it was really fun to be with everyone. And like I've known them growing up because those were my uncle's best friends and stuff, but. Yeah, so he's like, oh, we're sneaking out. And I was like, huh, what? And he's like, come on. And I thought he was like joking, so I like come out. Bitch, I see the Jeep is packed. There's already a driver. It's full of all the guys from the trip, and everyone's in there like hiding. And I'm like, I go in there, bitches smelling like cologne and shit. I'm like, bro, where are you guys going? They're like, oh, we're going out, Pablo, get in the car. They put me in the back of the trunk, and I'm like, oh my fucking God. So then there's one guy on the trip who's like my uncle's, my aunt's mom's husband. So like my aunt's dad. So like kind of like my grandpa, but not my grandpa. And he's like super nice, and he like only speaks Tagalog, and like, well, no, he speaks some English, but like he's just super nice. And he, like his wife is there. Like it's just a whole thing. And I don't know how they got him to sneak out or not, but he's like 75, sneaking out, he was putting on cologne before going out. We were laughing so hard. We're like, what is literally going on? We leave. They leave, bruh. literally, I'm like, oh my God, like I didn't know how serious it was or not until like all the wives started calling, like freaking out. And I'm like, oh my God, this is bad. So then like my uncle like told this driver to like stop and like go to like the gas station so we could buy them drinks to go back to give them drinks so that they'd be less mad about us going. Somehow they thought that was a good idea. My uncle's in this gas station like grabbing random shit, bro. He's grabbing like deviled eggs and grabbing like cold chicken to try to convince like their wives to go out. Bitch, it's like 11:30 at this point, 11 p.m. on a Sunday. It was so fucking funny, bro. I was just in the back like laughing so hard. I was like, it's not my drama. But when we got back to give them the peace offerings, bitch, everyone was mad. They're like, you're sleeping outside. Like, why would you do that? Like, you lied. You handed the baby to me and said you were going to the bathroom. I'm like, oh my God, guys. But it was really fun. It was kind of funny to see like dads be stupid, you know? Like, I feel like everyone has to be stupid. But they weren't being like disrespectful. They just wanted to go like to a dive bar and have fun. That's what I was trying to convince the moms when they were mad. But yeah, so then we got back. The group went from like 7 to 8 people to like 4 people because the dad started to get scared of leaving their wives. And I get it. And then my uncle's like, whatever, bro. Like, we got a good enough group. Let's go. My uncle's always been like a fun partier kind of guy. And so we get back in the car. We start driving. As we're driving to the next bar, you guys, literally we see a man on the side of the street in a dark road putting his hand up with a thumb up, hitchhiking. And I'm like, oh my God, the guy's hitchhiking. I didn't think anything of it. My uncle's like, bro, stop it. Stop the car. Stop the car. We're like, what? Stop the car. We're like, what? Pulls to the side. He's like, we got to let this guy in. I'm like, no. He's like, yo, bro, you need to go somewhere. Where are you going? He's like, I'm going to Oak Bluffs. He's like, so are we. Puts this random man in the back of the trunk where I was originally sitting. Now this man is sitting. But the only thing that's the difference, I knew that there was an oil pan over there. He didn't. So when this man got in the car, he sat in the oil pan. He's like, bro, is there oil back here? Fuck it. I'm on acid. Bro, he was on acid. He was tripping. And he's in the back of the car like, oh my God, this is the best night of my life. And I'm like sitting right next to him, like kind of scared that he's going to like eat my neck or something. It was really fucking scary. I'm not going to lie. But he was like a cool guy. But he was just tripping, and like I just didn't realize that was like the vibes of the night. Is that we were just letting these hitchhikers in who were tripping on acid. I was like, oh, this is really the island life on a Sunday. Like, okay, like bitch, I thought LA was crazy. Y'all are crazy. So we get to this dive bar, which quickly turns into a club. We're all just by the bar. You know, at first, like my grandpa, you know, the guy I'm talking about who's like 75 or whatever. At first, he's a little bit weird about it. He doesn't know if he should go because like, you know, the wives are mad, but he's also like, it's okay. Also, I should make it clear, guys, that by this point, it's a group of like 6 of us. One of the guys there, it's his birthday there. Well, no, now it's like 4 to 5. One of the guys there, it's his birthday there. Another guy there is just a friend of a friend of a friend who's just there, who we all just met. And another guy's like the grandpa guy, and like it's my uncle, it's me. You know, so we're all like a really random group going on over here. So we get to the bar. Uncle was trying to invite him into the bar. I was like, you know, he told us that he got kicked out from the last bar because he told someone to lick their balls. I don't fucking know. So we were like, maybe we should let him go. We had a lot of fun in this bar. It turned into fucking beers, into margaritas, into Coronas. Next thing you know, the 75-year-old was taking a shot with me. I'm like, this is a fucking key. But it was funny, guys, because there was this one guy on the trip who I couldn't tell like his vibe. Like I couldn't tell. Let me like, I don't know what is going on with this like little angle, guys. Let me like fix it like that. There was this one guy on the trip, you guys, that I couldn't really like tell his vibe. Like I couldn't tell if like he was gay or not. Like I really just couldn't tell if he was gay or not. And he was like talking to me super friendly, but he like wasn't flirting or anything. And I was like, okay. And he's like a friend of a friend of a friend. So I'm like, I don't know who this is, whatever. Nothing at all. Like nothing weird. He was just super nice. And the trip kind of continued and progressed. And, you know, we took the rooms together and we were all like having fun. And I was like, is this man like gay or not? Like, I don't know who this guy, you know? And then at the bar, guys, we're at the bar. And he comes up to me after a couple shots. He's like, can I talk to you? And I'm like, yeah, what's up? Oh my God. Like, oh my God. I think this is the moment where he's about to confess his love to me. He's like, bro, I got this girl in Indonesia. Like, do you think that's too far? Next. I'm like, what? Bitch, we already had enough straight stories in Hawaii. Like, why is all these straight guys on the island talking to me? Next. He was a super cool guy. But I was like, oh my God. Another point, my uncle was drunk ordering us drinks, and he was by accidentally spilling on this guy next to us when they started fighting, and not fist fighting, but like kind of verbally fighting. And then I got involved, and then they separated. And then the guy who was fighting my uncle left his phone. And I was like, oh my God, you left your phone. And he's like, oh my God, you dirty Mexican. You're trying to take my phone. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, you're a fucking dick. And he's like, I live on this island my whole life. You obviously don't know how it is here. Nobody would ever try to steal. That's how you could tell you're a tourist. I'm like, Oh my god. So me and my family friend group, we just had fun. We stayed tight. We had the most amazing time. My uncle was telling me about how like we used to have like deep conversations when I was like 10 years old, and he was like, I knew that guy was gonna be so smart. I was like, oh my god, like that's so crazy. And we just had like a really fun night. And we got back, and all the wives were fine because we had such a fun like wholesome night. And they were like, okay, fine, we forgive you guys. Like you guys had a fun night. And I just thought it was so funny. I was like, bitch, not the family drama. And then the next morning, I left with my uncle's friend, and we took the ferry back at like 11 a.m. and then we drove all the way back to Connecticut. And guys, I just kind of kept extending my flight. Like it never felt like the right time to like leave. I don't know why. Like I I feel like the thing with Connecticut is like whenever I go there, I'm always like, oh, like what am I possibly gonna do in Connecticut? And then I leave, and I'm like, what am I gonna do in LA? And I think it's just like this dichotomy of me. Like I'm a very East Coast boy. I really enjoy the East Coast, and that's a vibe. But I also enjoy the LA coast. So, yeah. And speaking of coast, something I did learn on that trip, you guys, is when I was driving back with my uncle's friend. He's like a really smart guy, and he was giving me just like a lot of fun facts as we were driving back, and we were driving on the 95. He's like, yeah, the 95, the coast, yada, 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 yada. He's like, oh, what's the highway that you drive in LA? I'm guessing it's the one. I'm like, yeah, it is the one. He's like, oh, that's so crazy. I was like, why? And he's like, because the one, the way that the highways work in the US, it goes from 1 to 95, and I drive on the 1 on the West Coast, and he drives on the 95 on the East Coast, because we're literally on the East, East, East. Bitch, I was like, oh my God, I've been on 2 coasts this past week, and I didn't know that's how, like, the highways worked. Somebody fact check me or not, because I actually don't know. I think that's, like, how it works, right? Yeah, I think that is how it works, which I thought was like super fucking cool. But yeah, 4th of July was fun with my family, watched fireworks and everything. Guys, low-key, I made a video on TikTok that people were upset with me about, where I basically said like, happy 4th of July. Like, it's kind of hard to celebrate 4th of July. I don't really know what we're celebrating, but happy 4th of July. And I moved on with it. And the whole point that I made with it was basically because it doesn't feel the best that, you know, we're able to live in this free country at the expense of other people's freedoms. And I know, guys, I'm grateful and we're privileged, and I take that, and you know, I'm very geographically lucky. You know, I'm in the right place, right time. It feels like you know, that's how we are. But I'm also pretty aware enough to realize what's going on. And I said that with that kind of intention behind it. And people were like, oh my God, like so disrespectful to like the actual like celebration of 4th of July and the troops. Like, no, I'm extremely grateful for the troops, and I'm extremely grateful for our freedom. Like, I understand, but I don't know if I feel as loud and proud about it because of everything that's going on. And I feel like that's pretty valid. So yeah, that video, I was like, oh my God, Pablo, like that's not what you meant at all, and I just took it down. It was a really sweet vlog. It was just the first second of it. I was like, I don't really know why we're celebrating, but da, da, da. That's not what I meant. I know why we're celebrating. I'm completely aware of that. It's just hard right now. But yeah, I hope everyone had a good, safe 4th of July. I had a lot of fun with my family and friends, and I know that's a big part that we're celebrating, is being able to enjoy that kind of time and everything. And yeah, 4th of July, it was a good time. It was a good family day. So I came back to Connecticut. The first night I was there, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed early. I'm gonna wake up because I want to like enjoy the last few days I have in Connecticut. And when we got home, my dog was like shaking. He was like really sick, and I was like, Mom, what's going on? And she saw, and she's like, fuck. And I told you guys this a couple months ago, but my dog got Lyme disease, and you know, he's sick and everything. He's a little Pomeranian, so he was shaking really heavy. His tongue was really inflamed in his mouth, and it was a whole thing. We had to take him to urgent care, and that became like a whole experience of taking care of him. And I stayed home for that, and I felt okay with that because I obviously want to be there to take care of him. But it was a lot to see, like, you know, like my dog sick and everything. And there's also other family things going on, so like having a dog sick on top of it never really fully helps or adds on to anything. But yeah, he's okay now. He went to the hospital. He just had another flare up of his Lyme disease. But he is getting old. He's like 10 years old, so I'm hoping he gets better. But he is getting better, and it's good. But through being at home, I had more time with my dad and talking with my dad, and that's when we were able to kind of get into the whole idea of me buying a Jeep, you guys. I literally don't know how it's happening, and I don't know what's going on, but I bought a Jeep. I literally bought a Jeep. Let me take a sip of water. I bought a Jeep, guys. I was so gagged. Basically, I've been looking for a Jeep for so long in LA. I don't know a lot about cars, so I found myself stalling a lot. And I just wanted to get it over with. And my dad is really good with cars. My brother's really good with cars. He's a mechanic. And I was like, you know what? If there's anywhere to get it done, it would be here. It would be in Connecticut. So I literally just start looking around with my dad, and the first day we find this really cool souped up Jeep, like a little bit older, but like nice and big and unique, and brown leather seats, and just felt like my vibe. And I was like, you know what? Like, this could work. Like, this could work. But it's one of the first Jeeps I saw, so let's keep looking. We keep looking for the next couple of days. I'm looking at brand new Jeeps. I'm looking at older Jeeps. I'm looking at everything. And what I realize is that with the older Jeeps, that's not really my vibe. Or, oh, wait, no. Older Jeeps are my vibe. The newer Jeeps aren't really my vibe. Like, I didn't feel like myself, like, in a Jeep with all this brand new shit. And I don't know, I kind of wanted a more unique looking Jeep. So I went with that and I bought a Jeep in all cash, you guys, which is so crazy. I bought it in Connecticut. I'm going to ship it out here. My brother is just like doing a bunch of things to it and like detailing it and doing all this mechanic shit on it, like to make it even cooler because that's his job. That's what he does. And I'm just grateful to have a really cool, unique car and bring it to LA and drive it all around. That is going to be such a fun vibe, guys. I've been planning on that for so long. Like, I can't believe it's finally happening. Like, I've been wanting this moment for a while to get a Jeep, and I'm very proud of myself. Like, I've had this car now, the one I have now, for like 6 years. It has no AC, and it just really gets there. So it's a new era. And then since I saved a little bit of money on my car by doing it in Connecticut, I now have more money. I'm going to pay off all my debt for my student loans. I'll have 0 student loans and a brand new car. And then from there, I'll be able to work on my credit and get my apartment soon, which is so exciting. Just about leveling up and clarifying my cortisol levels. All right. That's kind of where I'm at right now. But yeah, so my family really stepped up. They stepped up with helping me find the car. You know, my brother that used to call me fat and gay when I was younger is now souping out my Jeep. So that's very sweet. That's very full circle. What else is going on? What else is going on? Yeah, so New York City. I was just talking about lowering my cortisol levels. I went to New York City, and that was very interesting, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. I had a great time. Very fun. I was debating on going to New York City the entire time that I was there, but I just didn't want to because I wanted to plan it for a longer time, and I knew I wanted to spend time with my family. But I also had a friend's birthday party in LA, and then I also thought I had other reasons I wanted to be in LA. But then when those all kind of fell through, I was like, I really have no direct reason to go back, and I was going to plan a trip to New York. So let me just go for 2 days and vibe it out. Guys, I think I'm a New York guy, and I think I'm going to go back at some point this year. Like, definitely. I want to go for Fashion Week or something. I love New York. I love West Village. Growing up, I used to go to New York all the time with my family, and I just felt like it was never like, I don't know, I felt like it was never fun. Like, I would just do what my family wanted to do. We'd go to Times Square, we'd go to the M&M factory. Like, bitch, I actually explored by myself as an adult and got to do what I wanted to do. I went to some restaurants, I got some Aperol Spritz, I went thrift shopping, vintage shopping, which really didn't do that well with that because, guys, vintage shopping in New York is expensive, bro, especially in Soho. I was like, bro, but I was vlogging all of it with you guys, which was really nice. I got kebabs. I actually went from New Haven, which is the train station in Connecticut, to Grand Central Terminal, which is like the main train station in New York. And then I took the subway to the West Village. But guys, that's like literally such an iconic train station. And being there as an adult, I was like, wait, this is tea. Because I used to be so scared that like there was going to be like bad guys in there when I was younger. I don't know why. I think I was just like hyper paranoid about that kind of stuff, and like also like airports and stuff. So I always wanted to get out there as fast as I could. But being here, I was like looking around. I went to the bathroom. I was looking at the sky. There's like constellations in the sky. I realized that's where they filmed Gossip Girl. Just a lot of cool things. I was like, okay, T. Yeah, New York was really fun. I got to my hotel that night. I stayed at a hotel, and when I got there, I was like, hey, do you guys have any like rooftop views or anything like that? Like, that'd be kind of tea. And they're like, yeah, like we actually have one room left on the 13th floor. And I'm like, isn't the 13th floor like bad luck? Like, I've always heard the 13th floor was bad luck. Do you guys know about that? And I asked her, I was like, is that true? And she's like, no, that's just a myth. That's just a myth. But she also just seemed like she wanted to give me the 13th floor, and that was the only room left. So I was like, all right, girl, like, I guess I'll do it. I go up there. It's the room directly next to the bar. The rooftop bar, it's the room directly next to it. And I'm like, oh my God, they knew. Like, they really fucking knew. And I go to this hotel room. It's beautiful. I have a huge view of the city. I'm like, oh my God, it is time to go out. It is time to hit the city. And it really got there, you guys. So yeah, although New York was like really wholesome, I had a really good day before that. I don't know what happened, but once I got to that hotel, guys, I got so drunk. I literally like, sorry, I have to burp. Sorry, that was gross. I literally don't even know like what it was. Like, I never get drunk like that. I like to party, yeah, but bitch, I think it's because I had 2 White Claw surges to pregame, and I took them as normal White Claws, and I think it really got me there. And then I had one drink at the bar next to my hotel room, and at that point, I was like, oh my God. But I went on the subway, and I was like vlogging the whole thing, and it got deleted, so I was so sad. But I think it was meant to happen. Like, I don't like, bitch, like I was existing. Like, that's the thing. Like, I wasn't even a drunk where I was like blacked out, where I was crazy, or I was like making out with it. Like, you know, I was just existing in life. Like, I got off on the subway to Times Square. I was in Times Square. And then after that, I went to a few bars, and it was a really fun wholesome night, I would say, in my opinion. Like, I think I just got drunk. Like, literally, like, everywhere I went, I kept meeting people, and like I met a lot of you guys and stuff, and people were buying me drinks and shit, and I was like, oh my god, I went to like 6 different bars. It was so much fun. I actually, like, I made friends, and like we just went bar hop. It was just so much fun. I love going to new cities and making friends that you feel like you've known forever. Like, it was so tea, and it was like the most perfect, like, East Coast fun drunk New York night. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was a little chaotic just on my own behalf, because when I woke up the next morning I was like, oh. But the only reason why I was like, oh, is just because I was like, wait, was I drunk? Like, I was like, oh my god. Like, I was just like, I think it's like that new city energy where you're just like yourself, and you're confident, and you're just having fun, and you're happy, and then you wake up the next day and you're kind of like anxiety from like how much of a good time you had. That was kind of where I was at. But you guys, there was a funny story about, oh my God. I talked about this on my live a little bit, but basically, when I got to New York, I posted on my story that I was in New York, and a bunch of people were like, oh my God, let's hang out, blah, blah, blah. There's this one guy who's like this like celebrity guy, like, he's in the scene, and he knows me, cool, whatever. And he messaged me, and he's like, oh my God, like, when are you here till? And I was like, oh, blah, blah. He's like, oh, fit me in, like, we should hang out. And I was like, yeah, like, I'm going out tonight. Like, I'm gonna be solo. Like, if you want to hang out, like, we can meet up somewhere. He's like, yeah, this is a super cool established guy. Like, that is all I see it as, you guys. Completely all I see it as. At one point, we meet at a bar for a very quick time, like, very brief passing. And he was already there with like his other people, and I wasn't gonna like join in on them. But he was really nice. He was cool. He's like, yeah, like, I'm leaving tomorrow to go on tour with this celebrity. I'm like, oh my god, cool, like, awesome. He's like, yeah, look, let's get you a drink. Yeah, I'm with their friends. He's like showing me around. Blah blah blah. Cool. I leave him by whatever. Later that night, he starts asking me, hitting me up, and starts asking me if I would be down to hang out with him after the night ended. And I said, oh no, I'm at my hotel. I was gardened out. I was a little, It's like, no. And he's like, okay, like, I'd really enjoy, like, putting on pajamas and cuddling with you. Cuddling. And I was like, huh? He's like, yeah, like, let's put on pajamas and cuddle. And I'm like, what? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Maybe I have intimacy issues, but like, is that normal? Is that normal? Like, I thought he would be like, oh, like, do you want to fuck? Like, I don't know. Do you let's put on like, what? And I was like, oh no, I don't know. And he's like, oh, what? You don't want to put on pajamas and cuddle? Like, he got like mad at me. And I was like, I don't know. And I was like, is that a New York thing? Like, I don't know if that's like an LA thing. And also, like, I'm just never really doing that. And also, like, I'm already here, like, high and like ready to go to bed. So like, no. But also, I wasn't gonna do it regardless. But I was just like completely thrown off. So that was something interesting that happened. So I denied a celebrity of pajama cuddling intimacy. I don't fucking know. And I thought he was like super mad at me. I was like, oh bitch, I literally ruined our connection. Even though, what kind of connection is it if he's really trying to like cuddle with you? But I was like, oh shit, like, this like established guy fucking hates me now. But then he texted me the next morning. He's like, hey, sexy. I'm like, oh my god, bro, here we go. So whatever, I guess we're good. But yeah, he was fun. He was nice, but he's also really cool. Like, he's really talented as shit. But not in that sense. Like, I'm not trying to. Yeah. Anyways, up next. Okay, what is here? It's just like a friend that you thought was cool, and then they asked you to put on pajamas and cuddle. You'd be like, no, right? And then them getting mad, you'd be like, oh my god. It just really got there. What am I even literally fucking talking about on Pablo Talk? It just really gets there. But yeah, East Coast was very, very insane. A lot of fun things. I didn't spend too much money, but I did spend a lot of money on my family, which I felt really good about. And it kind of put me in this perspective where I was like, bitch, I've been cheap for so long. And like, I'm so okay on spending money for my family. Like, I'd buy them food. I bought my sister Pandora and Sephora and all this stuff. And I was like, I had to do that for myself too, And it was funny because at one point me and my dad were talking about like money and everything. And he's like, yeah, Pablo, like, as long as you're not like selling drugs, like, I'm okay with it. I'm like, what? Bitch, he thought I was selling drugs. I think my dad literally, like, there was a possibility in him that could have been like, wait, is Pablo selling drugs? Like, how is he making this money? I was like, Papi, I literally just yell at the camera and tell him to get ready with me. No, I'm kidding, bitch. I'm kidding. But that's so funny. I was like, no, I make meals and cook halloumi meals and I drink it with a Coke. I'm not doing that Coke. Like, no, I'm actually very grateful that I'm not doing any rugs in LA, bitch. Like, that's scary, bro. Like, and all healing to everybody that is like in that position, but that is not my vibe. Absolutely not. And I feel like going to Connecticut always kind of like locks me in and settles me in and makes me realize like that is not what I'm trying to do at all. Like, at all. But anyways, yeah, guys, so before we get out of the whole East Coast topics of everything, things I learned on this trip. I wrote a little list throughout the trip that I want to tell you guys. Things I learned. When you are off-roading on sand on a Jeep, you are legally required to lower your tire pressures to 15 PSI so that they are like squishy enough to be able to go on the sand, or else you'll get stuck. Also, if you're going on an island or an off-roading site, you also need two pliers of wood to get the Jeep out if you ever get stuck, or like a tow truck to get yourself out, because they don't have any on the island. So I thought that was really interesting, because I'm gonna go off-roading here and I want to know that. We got clams from the ocean and we cooked them on the back of the Jeep, which I will be doing at one point. I'm going to get a Jeep extension for my stove. And apparently clams are ready to eat when they open on their own. I didn't know that. Cool. Jaws was filmed on Martha's Vineyard. Very tea. I didn't know that. I learned I love being somewhere I can't control. I always thought I like to be in control, but the best places and the best creative flows I get into are when I don't have control, as in Martha's Vineyard, when I can't just get up and leave. Have a whole ferry, or, when I'm in Connecticut with my family, I can't just get in my car and leave. Like, uncomfortable situations create consistency, and I really appreciated that. The fact that I was having deep convos at 10 years old, like, I knew that, and that's very unfortunate, and that's definitely why I left so young. When I was like 17, I just knew I needed to get out of there. What else? Yeah, the I-95, the I story, the highways I told you. Oh my God, I learned that sharks don't like humans, but the reason why they mainly attack them is because when humans are riding on a surfboard with their arms out from the top to or bottom to top, they look like fish or like seals. I didn't know that. Also, if you see a seal, be careful, because sharks are around. That's a thing. And then Fagawi, there's like this festival called Fagawi, like on the islands over there, like Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket, I think. And basically it's because one day there was like in like the 1900s, there was like a sailor going from Hyannis and Nantucket, which are these two islands, and they couldn't see, and they're like, "Where's the Fagawi?" Now they call it Fagawi. Oh my God, Pablo learned. Getting into that, guys, I really want to learn. I really want to get into school. I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to. I have a lot of fun stuff to talk about, guys. Yeah, like I like to talk to you guys about my life and crazy chaoticness, whatever. But I love to learn. I love to retain information, and I love to give you guys fun facts. And I will continue this podcast, obviously, always. But I want to have information that I learned from books and shit to also give you guys, not just like, I don't know. I want to do for myself too. I really enjoy learning, and all these, like, even like, look, one thing, guys, there's a story about JFK's brother, I guess, allegedly conspiracy, like on Martha's Vineyard, on the boat thing that we were on to like get off the boat at the other island, like the little ferry, like the 5-minute one. Apparently JFK's brother, allegedly conspiracy, was there with the girl one time, and then he was drunk, and like the car got pushed out into the water, and they both went in the water with the car, and then he got out of it, and then the girl passed away in there and she died, and then he like went to the opposite side of the island or something to make it look like it wasn't him. Allegedly conspiracy. I'm like, what? Like, there's so much to learn in this world, you guys. All right. Pablo talks learning. But yeah, I watched the World Cup a lot. Colombia did lose, which is unfortunate, but I'm so proud of them. I love them. Mexico also lost, unfortunate, but love them, proud of them as well. Yeah, I know Argentina's playing right now, and low-key people are saying like, yeah, like don't support Argentina. Like, and I've seen that. Like, obviously you want to support like the one Latino country that is playing, but then there's also a lot of history, dark history behind that. So it's very nuanced, and I completely understand what people mean by that. Also, guys, not gonna lie, like I was there to support Colombia, but like the World Cup is like super corrupt. Like, did we all not know that? Like, my dad was telling me a alleged conspiracy that like the World Cup is like the mafia. Like, it is really that. And like, even like you guys saw like how like the US, like somebody got a red card. I don't know if they should have gotten it or not. That's not what I'm saying. But then Trump called FIFA and made them reverse it so that he could play in the game. Like, that just doesn't seem the fairest. And then it makes you think also like that countries in the World Cup, like it's kind of based on like the income and like the money that the country has, like the resources. Like, think about it, like richer countries have more resources. They have better cleats, better uniforms, better therapy resources, better massages, better cold plunges, better hydration, better training, better first class flights, like sleeping, hotels, like everything that they need for a good playing. And then other countries don't have that. So when you really think about it, it is a little bit corrupt. And yeah, but I mean, it's fun. I'm not taking away the love from the sport, obviously, but very dependent on wealth. I don't like that politics is interfering with it. Also, guys, I don't even want to get into it, but do you guys hear about that speech tomorrow that Trump is giving? That is actually so terrifying. He's like, I have to address the nation. Like, can we actually just live? Like, what is going on? Like, why is this happening? Like, who got this man in office? I'm actually fucking terrified. Like, this is so irritating. He's only been there for 2 years. Like, ugh. It really gets there. It really gets there. But anyways, we rebuke all bad energy. Gets there. On a more lighthearted topic, Love Island. Love Island ended, you guys. And I did watch all of it. I'm very proud of myself for watching it. I'm not going to lie, because was it just me, or did you guys feel a little bit off with Love Island? Like, did it ever feel like very boring? Like, were you guys ever like, okay, I think after movie night, it was like, okay, there's not much more drama to go on here. But I enjoyed it. I love the girls on it. I love Melanie. I love Trinity. I was about to say Sincere. I was not going to say that. I love Anaya. I love Kata. I love Kenzie. I love all of them. I think they're super cool. I want to give my little opinions on them because I feel like I've never fully talked about it. But Love Island was it's always a good series to get into the summer. It makes you feel like involved. And my opinion, so Kenzie and Dylan, Kenzie's sweet, good for TV. I don't think she's a bad girl for exploring. That's the whole point of the game. She said it on the show. She's like, guys, did we forget where we are? Like, this is Love Island. Like, why are we acting like we're getting, like, yeah, you want to go in there to get married, but you want to explore. And, I think there's a conversation to be had. Like, Kenzie wasn't lying to others and using other guys to test her connections with other guys. But the guys on the show were using girls to test her connections with other girls. You know what I mean? Like, Kenzie was kind of just testing each connection. Honestly, yeah, maybe it could have been a little fuck girly. Who cares? Who literally cares? She was T, and she was doing the splits, the clam slams. That was T. And I hope her and Dylan last. I feel like it's always like that kind of couple, the one that meets up last and then gets off a little bit early, that like lasts longer. So hopefully they last. Melody and Sincere, girl, I get it. I'm not even going to hate on you. I get it. That's all I can say. I get it. It really gets there. I get it. But Melanie's so beautiful. She deserves all the love. And bitch, tell me why when her mom came there for Family Day, why did I feel like a telenovela? I was like, she's like, tienes una cosa, tu corazón. I'm like, oh my God. And the music was so tea. I'm like, okay, Latino representation. Trinity and Bryce, so cute. Bryce really grew on me. All the niche videos of him on TikTok, like DJing and knowing specific artists, and he's so hot now. Like, he not in my type at all, but just so hot for Trinity. Like, she deserves that. And so cute. They're so cute. Yeah, and I'm happy they won. I'm really, really happy they won. Anaya and Carl, I'm not going to lie, they were a little last minute. I didn't get to see too much of their relationship, but I like Anaya, and I hope she's T. I didn't know she was rich. I didn't know her dad was part of the NBA. Like, that's fire. And she has, like, a Range Rover when she was 16. There's always, like, that one rich girl. Like, it was Leah Kateb that one season. And, like, all to them. Like, go off. Like, love a Nepo baby. Y'all thought I was a Nepo baby because I have a lake in Connecticut. I get it. I'm very privileged for that extent, guys. But I'm not a Nepo baby in any case. These bitches get Range Rovers at 16, bitch. I just bought my used dream car with my own money. Like, like, we're a little different here, but it gets there. LA's about to be very interesting, guys. The whole cast of Love Island's about to be all up in LA. I already know that's always how it works. They all come back to LA for weeks. They go to Barney's Beanery. They go to all these like little places to like see everybody, and it's always packed, and you can't get in unless you know somebody. I know exactly how this goes. Thankfully, I know somebody. All right. But it's about to be so packed everywhere, and these people, I already know this happens every year. Excited to see them. I literally, like, it's so funny. Like, I'm friends with so many people from Love Island, like so many people, like mutuals with them on Instagram and stuff, just from knowing them in LA and stuff. And I think that's really funny. But what else? Oh yeah, I already saw that Kenzie was here yesterday. Sincere's family. Oh my God, yeah, guys. There's a clip of Sincere's family like talking shit about like the girls on the show. That is so weird. That is not okay. If it's true, that is not okay. I think Melanie, if that's true, she needs to leave him because like it's one thing if the kid is treating you like shit, but if their parents are, then bitch, maybe it just runs in the genes. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to say it's true or not, but yeah, Soul's getting a lot of hate. I don't think people should get hate, even if people are annoying, guys. It's a reality show. We're watching for entertainment. It's okay. But I remember Andrea, she got a lot of hate 2 seasons ago with the whole Rob thing, and now people kind of live for her. So you never know. Apparently, Zach is getting a lot of hate. I have no idea what's going on with that. I guess he should make it exclusive and date her. People are saying, like, what's the difference between a situationship, exclusivity, dating? This is how I see it. Situationship means you're talking to somebody, you're seeing them, you like them. They might be exploring other things, but you might too. But you like each other, that you guys are there. Exclusivity is like, okay, next level. We're not going to talk to anybody else. We're going to do this. We're going to make this work for a couple weeks. If we're dating, that's how I see it. So they're just in the exclusive part, and I feel like that's fine. Oh my God, guys, their follower counts are crazy. I think Trinity has almost 3 million, which is crazy because I remember last year Leah Kateb had 3 million by the reunion, and the reunion's in like 2 weeks, and Trinity's already there. So I think the girls are really going to have a whole different life. They're going to become like celebrities. And it's crazy because I know that they know going into Love Island, they know their life's about to change, but sometimes you're kind of like, whoa, like what is about to happen? Like that is so scary. Like they have no idea. Like imagine like they come out and now there's all these videos of them with millions of views. It's like, whoa. And now they have all these opportunities. Like their lives are changed. Like they don't gotta work, bitch. Like if they do it the right way, they're gonna do really well. And I'm thinking like who's gonna be like the it girls. Like I really could see Trinity being like an Alandria, like modeling and doing like high fashion. Hopefully Bryce goes in like a really big DJ route, but not like the cringy like DJ route that all the Love Islanders go in. Like more of like a cool one. And then Anaya and Carl, I think they're just gonna like be really good together, and they're gonna like do their deals, and they're gonna like travel together, and like Anaya's gonna be like a beauty influencer because she's like has like really nice hair and really nice face symmetry. Like I could see it for her. Maybe like fitness. Melanie, I don't know. I feel like she's gonna be a star. I don't know how. I think she'll just be like another Leah Kateb, like super clean girl, beautiful, doing her businesses, running her empires. And then Kata, I think Kata will be like, like Hayler and like Liv and like all them, like just like successful influencers that are in LA doing their big ones. But maybe she could model. I could see her. What do you guys think, Kata? Kata's really pretty. She could do anything. Who knows? I don't know. Um, but yeah, that's my little Love Island lore. Love Island was really nice, very fun to watch. I always think about what if there was like a bi island or like a gay island, like would I go on it? Like how would I be on that? I would definitely go crazy. I'd definitely be like, give me 10, give me 10. Like I can already see that shit happening because it's like, bro, you get in this island, you're so locked up, like you don't have your phone or anything. Like that's kind of everything to you. Like that's all you see, that's all you know. So I get it completely. And I hope they have their best lives going forward from there. I really want to be on a reality show. I want to be on a reality show. I'm manifesting it, you guys. But oh my God, we got through everything, guys. I know this podcast was a little bit messy, but forgive me, I haven't talked in a while. And I have a lot of new plans for the pod, especially after 25, because that's going to be season 2 of the pod. So be on the lookout. We're in a different era, guys. But yeah, so LA's here. What am I planning? I really want to start producing clothes again, you guys, and doing my clothing line like I did with Boy Virgo. I kind of took a break from that because legally, I can't talk too much about it because I signed a lot of paperwork, but I got done really dirty the last time I had a moment like that, and it was really traumatizing and freaky. And one day you guys will know, I promise. I can't talk about it for another 3.5 years, so coming soon. But in my tell-all book, it will be there. I could talk about it like lightly, but at that point, I just want to spill it all. But yeah, so I'm going to find a new way to do that in a very open way. My new car, it's coming here in like a week. I'm just letting my dad and my brother drive it for a week in Connecticut to make sure everything's good. I feel like that's smart before shipping a car to Connecticut. Just do that. My brother's going to fix up, detail, whatever he can do mechanic-wise. Not like to fix it, but just to make it better, like cooler, because I want it more unique. Yeah, and then I'll sell my old car. I don't know what I'm going to do with my old car yet, but I want to sell it. I was thinking about giving it away, but there's just a couple too many problems with it where I feel like it's kind of fucked up to give away. But like, maybe, I don't know. We'll see. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Should I give it away or should I sell it? Yeah, and then once I have my car, I'm gonna pay off those student loan debts, and once I do that, then a couple months I'm gonna get my apartment and we're gonna level up, guys, and I'm really excited to bring you guys along. I don't really know what I'm doing with my life right now. I'm just trying to do me and exist. I feel like this Pablo Talks episode was very representative of where I'm at. Kind of chaotic and kind of confused, but like going in the right direction. And I really want to let you guys know that I'm never talking to bring more chaos into your guys' lives, or I don't want to be involved in drama and shit. Like, I'm old, guys. I'm almost turning 25. All right. I don't feel old at all. No, like, but I'm getting a little older and I want to mature and I want to be the best person I can be. I want to be the best friend, the best boyfriend, the best son. Like, I don't know. I want to be a lot of good things, and I really, really want to learn more. And I don't know if I'm going to go back to school, but I will be taking classes to some extent. Not online, probably in person, because that's the only way I'll be disciplined. But I think that'll be really cool. Like, if I continue the summer, I get my Jeep in like a week, use the Jeep. I go to Chicago at the end of the month with Tyler. We have that moment. I enjoy LA in August. I use the Jeep, I work out, I save my coin, continue to raise my credit. By when September comes, I go on my solo trip for my birthday in September, and then I come back, I get my new apartment, and then it's like the school year, and I can start going to school like maybe like twice a week and get back into that, and then continue to do my content, continue to film. But guys, I want to direct, I want to produce, I want to create bigger, better content. I want to learn more. And Pablo Talk is just here to bring you guys along on the journey. So I'm really grateful for you guys. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, I appreciate you guys being here. And make sure, guys, this week, don't put yourself in any box. Don't put yourself in any limit, because I feel like what I learned these past couple weeks is that everything I ever thought to be true isn't really that true. Everything I thought to be hard isn't really that hard. You just gotta, for example, the car. I thought I could never get a car because I'm like, oh my God, the credit, and oh my God, da. Go to Connecticut, go with your dad who knows more about cars, find a car that's good, find a car that's more affordable that you can use cash and you can buy it all out. Do it like that. Then pay off your debt and then do your credit, step by step type shit. Even the little facts I learned about like Martha's Vineyard, or the facts I learned about the highways, or the facts I learned about all these things, like, just very excited. Very excited. But I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time on Pablo Talks. See you later. Bye.